Star Wars kot. Okay, ni Star Wars kot. Alright, okay. Kita akan start hari ni. Kita akan continue on 5.2. Okay, 5.2. Okay, sebelum cikgu bagi 5.2, cikgu nak review sikit. Dekat Jamboard tu ada question orang tanya. Okay, kita akan tengok this question. Okay, nombor 1 tanya about atom mostly empty space, blah blah blah. No, atom is not kita no blah, blah, blah. Okay, kalau you consider atom electron as particles, they are empty space lah, but we cannot consider electron particle ada particles tu as particles juga. Okay, kita dah belajar quantum mechanics. Okay, they behave as wave and particle. Okay, it depends on the situation. So remember cikgu cakap based on apa formula tu Heisenberg punya uncertainty principles. Okay, it is impossible for us to determine the exact place of electrons tu and then the momentum. So dia either one. So kalau kita lagi tahu kedudukan dia, kita tak tahu apa yang elektron tu buat. But if we know apa yang elektron tu buat, kita tak tahu kedudukan dia kat mana. That's why electron after you learn quantum mechanics tu, okay, so kita tak boleh treat electron as a particle. We treat electron as a probability. Okay, the cloud tu, orbitals tu. Okay, which is the chance that 99% of electrons dekat situ. Tapi kita tak boleh lah nak determine dia betul-betul dekat situ. Okay, but there are 99% dekat area tu ada elektron. Alright. Okay, ni do voice call, rakam audio sajalah, voice call saja. Okay, for this, it's hard for me to remember some of the important things in chemistry. I have problem in remembering things even for other subjects. So, untuk buat ni apa? You need to read more lah. Okay, cikgu tahu ada orang yang bukan tak suka lah, susah nak menghafal. Okay, so don't worry, cikgu pun tak hafal. So, you need to write your notes. Okay, buat notes bila ada dalam kelas ni. Tulis je notes apa yang cikgu cakap yang berkaitan dengan chemistry lah. Yang tadi tu berkaitan dengan makanan tadi tu tak perlulah tulis. Okay. Okay, write your notes. Okay, do more questions. Okay, buat latihan banyak-banyak kali. Okay. Hingga dapat Adam ni sampai 4 orang dia dalam ni. Matrix ke glitch? Sampai 5. Banyak sangat Adam kat sini. Sampai 5 Adam kat sini ni. Dah masuk guna MOE, lepas tu guna account personal pula. Okay, don't worry. Alright, okay, untuk siapa yang have a hard time remembering facts tu, okay, you need to do more latihan. Okay, read, membaca. Okay, Jamboard. Alright, sekejap. Alright, okay, nanti if you have any questions ke issues, post je dekat sini. So, cikgu dah ni lah. Okay, cikgu dah settle ke yang 3 ni. Okay. So, cikgu delete lah. Okay, cikgu delete. So, for the next class nanti cikgu akan review balik. Okay. So, for today, kita akan belajar more on 5.2. Okay, open your textbook page 111. Okay. So, semua dah belajar tentang the difference between covalent and ionic compound from 5.1 tu. Semua dah buat presentation, okay, and then maybe dah explain to your friends or family members. Okay, but today kita akan go deeper on 5.2, which is ionic compound. How ionic compound or ionic bond tu occurs. Macam mana dia terjadi. Okay, in this chapter or subtopic, there are 3 learning objective. Okay, bila exactly after dah habis 5.2 ni, you should be able to do these 3 things lah. Okay, alamak, silap eja. The first one, you need to explain with examples the formation of ionic bond. So, kena explain lah. macam mana ionic bond terjadi, and then what are the examples of chemical compounds that involve in the ionic bond. Okay, next, number 2. Okay, you need to draw the electron arrangement for ionic compounds. Okay, and then sama juga 5.13, draw the Lewis structure for ionic compounds. So nanti kita akan tengok what are the differences between electron arrangement and the Lewis structure. Okay, next. Okay, today. Ni things that you need to keep in mind in these topics ataupun dalam chemistry sajalah. Okay. Ni facts that you need to know and need to hafal. Kau tak boleh hafal. And then you need to understand lah. Okay, this is the basic concept. Okay, atoms are neutral. Sebab apa neutral? Neutral means zero charge lah. Zero charge. Because the number of protons and electrons are the same. Why the number of protons and electrons? Kenapa bukan number of neutrons? Because protons is positively charged. Okay, dia punya charge. And then electrons adalah adalah negatively charged. And then neutron tak ada charge lah. Okay, neutron adalah neutral, zero. Okay. And then, so that's why in atoms, katalah kalau kita ada in atom atom sodium, okay. Sodium has 11 protons, okay. So dia punya electrons pun akan ada 11 juga because the charge for atoms adalah zero ataupun neutral. So the amount of protons and electrons must be the same. So what happen if the number of electrons difference? Okay, bukan number of protons, the number of electrons difference. Okay, kita akan dapat either a positive charge, okay, a positively charged, mana dia? A positively charged particles or negatively charged. Okay, kita panggil dia sebagai ions lah. Okay, ions ni are charged particles, either positive or negative. Okay, positif. Sebab apa positif? Okay, positif kita panggil dia sebagai cation. Okay, ada T ni, positif. Then because it donates electrons. Okay, dia kurang. Electrons dia kurang. So it become more positive because the electrons tu negative. Okay, for example lah. Sekejap mana dia punya toolbar ni. Okay, for example lah in electron. Okay. Katalah in one electron tu sodium. Okay, we have 11 proton and then 11 electron. This is sodium atom in an atom. Okay, 11 proton ni charge dia adalah proton positif lah. Sebab proton memang positif charge. And then electron ni adalah negatif. So you get 11 plus and then minus 11. So 11 minus 11, you will get 0 charge. So 0 lah, the charge is neutral for the atom. So what happen kalau you still get 11 proton, okay, but the number of electrons tu berkurang. You only get 10 electrons because you dah donates. So what happen adalah 11 minus 11 plus minus 10, okay, you will get plus 1. So the charge akan jadi plus lah because less 1 electron. Sebab electron ni negatif. Okay, faham tak macam mana you get negative or positive tu? Because of the number of protons and electrons. So neutrons tak terlibat. Okay, so what happen kalau dia negatively charged? Okay, negatively charged tu means, mana dia? Okay, negatively charged tu kita panggil sebagai anion, bukan onion, bukan bawang, anion. Kita sebut sebagai anion. Okay, and then kita ada gains electrons. It will gains electrons. Okay, negatively charged because it has more electrons than protons. Okay, for example, chlorine. Okay, chlorine. Chlorine, we have 17 proton. Okay, 17 proton. Chlorine atom. And then 17 electron. Okay, ni akan jadi 17 minus 17, you get 0 lah. So, dia akan jadi neutral for atom. However, what if, okay, the chlorine receive one more electron? 17 plus proton and then you get 18. So you get 17 minus 18, you get minus 1. The charge akan jadi minus 1. Okay, that's why kita panggil dia sebagai negative charge. So cikgu ada teka-teki. Apakah, what is the difference between a chemist and a plumber? Siapa boleh bagi tahu? What is the difference between a position? What is the difference lah? How to macam mana kita nak bezakan orang tu, seorang tu dia kerja sebagai chemist ataupun seorang tu bekerja sebagai plumber ke ataupun kerja sebagai apa lagi? Plumber lah. Macam plumber, apa dia? Okay, tengok perkataan yang cikgu tulis dekat chat. Okay, macam mana nak sebut? Siapa boleh beritahu? Macam mana kita nak sebut this perkataan? Boleh on kan mic?
Unionized.
Okay, so you are a plumber.
Huh?
You are a plumber. Camellia is a chemist. Okay? Why? Unionized tu adalah persatuan lah. Persatuan. Bukan ataupun kita panggil sebagai persatuan pekerja. Okay, persatuan pekerja. So plumber tu, this is just a joke lah. The difference between plumber and chemist adalah perkataan tu lah. How do you pronounce the perkataan? If plumber, dia akan cakap sebagai unionized. Union, persatuan kerja nak dapat gaji dia ke apa something tu lah. But for chemist, they will say as unionized. Sebab berkaitan dengan ion tu. So that's the difference. So Yishao is a plumber while Camellia is a chemist. But after you learn chemistry, dah tahulah nak sebut unionized. Bukan, depends on the words lah. Okay, depend on the context. Depends on the context, but just a jokes lah. Okay, for today. Alright, next. Kita dah tahu ni about ion ataupun bukan union, bukan onion. Okay, this is ion. Alright, okay, positively charged ion ataupun kita panggil sebagai cation. So dalam ni you akan belajar tentang half equation. Kita akan tengok apa half equation nanti. Okay, positively charged ion, cation, mostly dan generally adalah from metal atoms. Which is from group 1, group 2, transition metals and group 13. Okay, and then the charge dia adalah positive. Okay, and then the charge tu is equal to the number of electrons donated by the atom. Number of electrons, tak tukar warna. Is equal to the number of electrons donated by atom, which is the valence electrons lah. Okay, for example, in group 1, group 2 or group 13, berapa charge dia? Siapa boleh bagi tahu? What is the charge for group 1? 1 plus, yes, correct. 1 plus, dia punya charge bukan plus 1? No? Ya ke? Mana satu? 1 plus or plus 1?
1 plus.
Which is 1 plus, okay? Dia punya oxidation state adalah plus 1. Okay, 1 plus. How about group 2?
No plus.
No plus? 100 plus? Group 2, 2 plus lah. Okay, it depends on the number of group tu. For group 1, group 2 and group 13 sahaja. But for transition metal, depends on the Roman punya numeral. For example, if you have Fe dalam kurungan 3. Dalam kurungan 1, 2, 3 tu. Yang apa? Roman numeral tu. So what is the charge for Fe3? What is the charge for Fe3? Macam ni.
I plus.
Okay, 100 plus. Okay, example lah Fe3. Fe, ferrum dalam kurungan 1, 2, 3. So, what is the charge for Fe3? 3 plus. Sebab dia ada 3 ni lah. Okay, this is for transition metal. Transition metal is senang lah based on dia punya Roman numerals ni. Okay, but for group 1, group 2 and group 13, okay, it depends on the group number. Group number, okay, group 1 charge dia adalah 1 plus. Okay, and group 2, 2 plus. Group 13, 3 plus. Macam tu. Senang, based on the, okay, so after this, bukan after this lah, based on this, what can you know? 1 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus ni. Charge of positive ion tu, so based on the charge of positive ion, what can you determine from this?
Wait, teacher isn't plus like let's for example let's say we take 3 lithium, isn't it lithium plus is 1?
Yeah, because lithium is in group 1, so dia akan jadi Li plus lah. So we write as Li and plus.
Oh.
Okay, so what is the meaning of Li plus ni?
Li
Apa
plus.
maksud? Apa maksud bila dia dah ada plus? Bila dia dah ada charge tu? Yes, cation lagi. What is the meaning of plus ni? Donates. Plus kena donates lah. Okay, plus donates. Cikgu dah tulis dekat sini, charge of positive ion. Okay, charge of positive ion equal to number of electron donates by atom. So Li plus ni means it only donates 1 electron. Li atom ni donates 1 electron to become Li plus ion. Okay, so kalau 2 plus, it means it donates 2 electron. 3 plus, 3 electrons. Dia boleh macam tu lah. So this is half equation. Ni kita kena guna half equation. You need to be able to write this half equation. Because half equation ni akan balance nanti. You need to balance. Okay, for example lah. Kita ada M ion ni, which is a metal ion. Metal atom. So dia zero charge lah, neutral. So what happen? Kita tahu dia donates electron. Okay, M. N tu ada N untuk apa? Untuk slow. Okay, N tu N lah, can be any numbers. Must be in whole number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. M dia kena sama dengan N ni. Okay, for example, cikgu bagilah magnesium. Magnesium in group 2. So Mg, kita tulis dia punya simbol, okay, in group 2. So group 2 will donate 2 electron. So dia akan jadi Mg2 plus dengan 2 electron minus ni. Electron bercharge negatif. That's why bila kita tambah ni, you will get zero charge. Kiri dan kanan sama charge the balance. 0 and 0. Okay, nak faham lagi lanjut? Okay, try to do this. Write the half equation for potassium and aluminium. Okay. Try tulis. Siapa yang boleh tulis, tulis terus dekat chat. Write the half equation for potassium and aluminium based on ni yang cikgu dah bagi ni.
Teacher, but if you say that the group number counts on the electrons, isn't helium cannot be 8 plus?
That's why I said this is for group 1, group 2 and group 13 only that you can determine dia punya number of electrons tu. Ada group tak boleh.
Oh.
So group 1, group 2 and group 13, based on the number of group tu, you can determine dia punya number of valence electrons. Okay, Franklin dah dapat jawapan. Okay. So for potassium in group 1. Okay, so kita write K dulu. K. Okay. Yishao suka sangat hantar kat cikgu K. Okay, and then lepas dah tanya cikgu bagi respon K dia hantar. Okay, K and then write K plus. Okay, because the charge is K plus. Okay, and then plus 1 electron. Tak payah tulis 1 kat depan tu. Tak payah tulis 1. Macam ni. So next, untuk aluminium is in group 13. So bukan dia donates 13 electron. No, it donates 3 electron. Al Al. Buat arrow. Okay. Charge dia for ion dia Al3 plus. Plus dengan E minus 3 ke ataupun 3E minus? Siapa boleh bagi tahu? 3E minus adakah sama? Okay, adakah sama? Is it the same? 3E minus. Adakah 3E minus is equal to E3 minus? Sama ke? No. Okay. Tak exist pun. E3 minus tak exist. Okay, tak wujud. So, they are not equal. Mana dia? Not equal. Okay. So, you need to write as Al3 plus 3E minus. Okay, tu dia. Dia punya answer. Okay, next. Kita akan continue to negatively charge. Ni sama je. Opposite saja. Opposite of cation ion tadi tu. Negatively charged ni non-metal. Okay, so the number of negative ion is equal to number of electrons accepted by atom. So, katalah group 15. Kita ada group 15, 16 and 17. So, macam mana kita nak tahu dia punya number of valence electron? Okay, abaikan satu ni. You need to find 5, 6 and 7. So, take 8. Okay, 8 minus 7. Ni ada formula cikgu tunjuk nanti. Dekat sini. Non-metal atoms will accept 8 minus X electrons. Okay, where X tu apa? Number of valence electrons that the atom has. Kita pergi dekat sini tadi. Okay, group 5, they have 5 valence electron. Group 6, 16, 6, 17, kita ada 7. So, based on that formula, 8. Macam mana nak lukis 8 ni? Okay, 8. Okay, minus X. X ni the number of valence electron lah. So, for group 15, 8 minus 5, it will receive 3 electron. Same as 6, akan 2. Group 17 akan receive 1. So, this is dia punya half equation. Okay, terbalik. Compare to yang tadi punya tu, cation ion. So, kalau kita tengok dekat sini, the arrow dia belah kanan. Okay, dia ada charge. Okay, tadi tu, sorry, sekejap. Bukan, kita tengok the position of electron ni. Okay, before this, electron ni di sebelah kanan. Okay, electron di sebelah kanan. For cation ion, sebab it donates electron. Okay, yang ni di sebelah kiri because it receive electron. So, untuk oksigen, O, okay, plus dengan 2 electrons. Kita tengok dekat sini E ni. And then kita akan dapat charge the O2 minus. Okay, try write the half equation untuk chlorine and nitrogen. Okay, semua try buat. Write the half equation untuk chlorine and nitrogen.
Teacher, for negatively charged ions, is it only apply to which group?
Non-metal, which is mostly for group 15, 16 and 17. But you can have group 14, not sure lah, but mostly group 15, 16 and 17.
18.
18 no, 18 is noble gas. So it actually it have octet electron to valence electron, so it cannot receive or donates electron.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's 15, 16 and 17. Alright, yes, dah tulis. Okay, for chlorine and then nitrogen, siapa boleh buat? Okay, nitrogen. Okay, kita pergi dulu. For Cl. Okay, Cl, chlorine, Cl. Kita write Cl. And then Cl is in group 17. So, 8 minus 7, you get 1. So, kita akan plus 1. E minus. And then you will get Cl minus. Okay, nitrogen. Nitrogen is in group 5. So the electron yang dia akan receive adalah 3. Okay, so N Sekejap mana dia? Okay, N plus electron. Apa-apa pun just write ni dulu. Okay, write dia punya base tu. N element dia, electron and charge. Okay. And then dia punya ion tu. N and then kita buat negatif. Baru kita letak dia punya bilangan dia. Okay, so nitrogen ni is in group 3. So kita akan dapat 3 minus and then 3 elektron kat sini. So dah balance. Alright, apa-apa pun just write dulu the base dia tu. You need to write the symbol of the element and then the symbol of the electron tu. Electron tu must be negatively charged. Okay, jom kita akan melukis pula.
Teacher, you see that it's non-metal, right? But we can't follow the electrons transmitted by the group number.
No, for non-metal depends on ni lah group 15, 16 and 17 tu. Okay, so
No.
if group 15 they have 5 valence electrons. So 8 minus 5 they will accept 3 electrons. So for non-metal tak boleh ikut the group number tu is equal to the number of atoms that they will receive. Okay, for group 1, 2 and 3, okay, based on group 1 and group from group 1, 2 and 13, based on this group, you can determine the number of electrons that they can donate. Okay, group 1, 1, group 2, 2 electrons, group 13, 3 electrons. Okay, but for group 15, 16 and 17 for anions, you cannot use the group number to determine how many electrons that they will receive. So bukan bermaksud group 15 ni they will receive 5 electrons. Group 16 they will receive 6 electrons or group 17 they will receive 7 electrons. No. You need to use 8 minus X. Okay, because 8 is octet, 8 the maximum electrons in the valence shell, and then minus X, which is the valence electrons that the group has. For example, group 15, the number of valence electron adalah 5. So 8 minus 5. So group 15 will accept 3 electrons. Okay, group 16, 8 minus 6. Okay, you get 2. So group 16 will receive 2 electrons. And then group 17, 8 minus 7. You will get 1 electrons. Group 17 will get 1 electrons lah based on that. Kenapa 8? Because octet rule. Okay, the octet rule tu. Clear, Hishao?
Okay.
Alright. Okay, next. Kita akan melukis. Okay, kita akan pergi electron arrangement. Okay, open your textbook. Page berapa ya? 112, 112. Okay, electron arrangement and Lewis structure. Okay, apa beza electron arrangement and Lewis structure? Dia nak sama tapi berbeza. Okay, apa yang beza dia? Okay, ni sekejap, cikgu buka pen. Okay, in the textbook, okay, dia tanya cara nak tulis sekejap. Bukan nak tulis, nak lukis. Okay, for sodium. For sodium. Okay, dalam textbook tu page 112 tu, that's adalah electron arrangement. Okay, cikgu lukis dulu. Okay, kita ada Na. Kamu tak nak gerak. Okay, lukis sama-sama dengan cikgu. Okay, kita ada Na. Okay, this is electron arrangement lah for Na apa? Katalah Na kan. Kita ada 3 shell. Okay, draw ni 8. Lemak lukisan cikgu buruk. Dan the third shell kita ada satu extra elektron. So what happen bila dia donates electron? Okay, it will remove one extra electrons lah because Na ni is in group 1. So it will remove the one electron ni. So you will get Na sama juga ada two shell saja. Okay, two shell saja. But kita buat bracket put plus. Okay, this is for electron arrangement. Okay, how about Lewis structure? Macam mana Lewis structure? Okay, Lewis structure for Na. Okay, you need to know lah beza Lewis structure and apa? Electron arrangement. Okay, cikgu lukiskan biru juga. Okay, Lewis structure for Na senang saja. N titik. To denotes the untuk tunjukkan elektron. Because Lewis structure ni just draw the valence electron sahaja. Dia tak perlu pun sampai dalam-dalam sebab dia tak perlukan that information. So kalau kita tengok dekat sini, imagine if you have francium which is in period 7, you have 7 shells. So bayangkan you need to draw 7 shells. Berapa banyak kena lukis. Okay, and berapa banyak electron you need to draw. But kalau you do the francium in Lewis structure, it is Fr. Fr got the punya symbol. And just draw 1 electron. So it is in group 1. Okay, understand tak? Because it messy. Kalau kita bukan Messi yang main bola tu. Okay, dia nampak Messi main bola tu pendek. Ni Messi serabut. Nampak serabut. So Lewis structure ni to make it simple because yang yes, kalau group 7 you draw 8. 7 saja titik. For Lewis structure. But for electron arrangement, you need to draw all the shells daripada shell 1 sampailah shell yang ke last kali dia ada. So what happen untuk Lewis structure untuk ion? This is for atom. Okay, for ion. Okay, siapa boleh tahu what happen? Apa agak-agak macam mana? Na untuk ion. Lewis structure untuk Na ni. Siapa rasa macam mana? Kalau kita lukis Lewis structure for Na, atom just letak titik. How about ion, Na ion, sodium ion? No, just a dot untuk if you have one electron. So for Na untuk Lewis structure, Na plus. So you just write Na, take a bracket, and then plus. Because dia dah valence shell dia yang satu tu dah donates. So tak ada dah. Just Na plus. So for any metals, okay, any metals dia punya cation adalah just symbol and then write create the bracket and then write dia punya charge untuk Lewis structure. Okay, so what happen for an ion? Katalah kita ada Cl. Okay, Cl. Okay, Cl atom, you write lukis lah. Kita ada 2, 1, 2, 3. Kita 7 lah kan? 17. 3 shell. Last kali ni you have 7. Okay, this is the electron arrangement. Okay, how about the electron arrangement for Cl minus? Okay, bila dia dah bergabung dengan Na. So you get Cl. Okay, sama juga berapa banyak elektron kena lukis ni. Okay, but you need to ni lah, kena tulis. Okay, buat satu untuk cakap dia daripada from Na. Bagi sama color ke ataupun sama bentuk from Na tu. Okay, so kita ada 18 valence. So 18 pula. 18 elektron. So letak charge dia 8. Okay, so how about Cl untuk Lewis structure? Okay, kalau Cl just draw 8 saja. 8 pula 7. Tak cukup. 7 macam tu. For Cl atom. For Cl ion, okay. Kalau dia dah bergabung dengan Na, buat macam tu juga. Okay, satu ni you need to draw ada colour lah. Tak semestinya. Kalau satu colour pun tak apa juga. Okay. Macam tu. Silap warna. Mana dia? Minus. Macam tu. This is, dia punya kita panggil sebagai, yes, cation and anion different lah. Because cation tak ada apa-apa because dia dah donates all dia punya valence electrons ni, Na ni. But for Cl ni, dia got extra. Because for Lewis structure ni, dia punya objective is to draw the valence electron sahaja. Kita tak perlu libat pun first shell electron, second shell electron, just need to draw the valence shell because the other thing yang the first and second shell tu tak involved in the chemical reaction. This is dia punya ni. Okay, so tadi tu apa yang kita belajar on half equation tu, apa kaitan dia? Okay, apa kaitan dia? So what is the half equation untuk Na? Siapa boleh tulis? Half equation for Na.
It's the one with the plus, right?
Yes, the one with the plus. So what is the half equation for Na? Half equation ni is important because you will need it dalam electrochemistry dengan redox reaction. So, how do we write the half equation? Okay, write dia punya simbol Na. Kemudian apa? Elektron belah kiri ke belah kanan?
Na equals to...
No, okay, answer this dulu. The electron should be on the left hand side or the right hand side?
Right.
Why?
Because I think so.
Because you think so? No, it's not. Tak boleh. That reason you got 0 marks lah for that reason. Okay, kenapa di sebelah kanan? Because the atom donates electron, so it will be on the right hand side. Okay, so draw arrow Na ni. Okay, draw arrow. Alamak. Draw arrow. Okay, and then apa akan jadi? Na plus E minus. Inilah elektron sebelah kanan because it donates an electron. So what happened for the half equation untuk Cl? Okay, Cl. Okay, ni belah kiri belah kanan elektron ni will accept. Elektron yang kita nak tulis. Kita nak letak belah kiri belah kanan. On the left hand side or the right hand side? For Cl. Ada ke tak ni? Kenapa kiri? Sebab receive. Sebab ingat perkataan tambah ni. Okay, tambah dan arrow ni penting. So kalau arrow belah kanan ni bermaksud Na plus ni. Na ni. Okay, Na atom ni. Donates electron. Sebab tu dia belah kanan, donates. Dia tak dalam chemistry kita tak guna perkataan tolak. Takkan ada simbol tolak, minus. Semua adalah plus. Minus tu untuk charge sahaja. So for Cl ni, okay, because it accept, so kita plus lah. Cl atom accept electron. So Cl atom accept electron dekat sini belah kanan. You buat satu arrow and then Cl minus. Okay, cikgu buat kotak untuk dia punya sini. Okay, so what happen to dia punya total equation tu? Okay, bila dah ada equation tu, apa akan jadi adalah, okay, tulis balik. Okay, kita gabungkan dua equation ni. Kita akan dapat Na, okay, and then apa? Belah kiri, plus Cl, plus E minus, okay. Kenapa arrow? Di sebelah kanan, you will get Na plus E minus, apa lagi? Plus Cl minus. So kita tengok E dengan E kiri kanan ni boleh cancel out. Okay, sebab dia dah sama charge. So you get Na plus Cl, Na plus Cl minus ni gabung akan jadi ni lah. Akan jadi NaCl. Macam tu. Tapi dia tak balance sebenarnya unit. Dia tak boleh lah NaCl macam ni. Unit NaOH dengan HCl ke. Okay, because this is half equation. Macam tu. Kini kita akan belajar dalam SEM bases, banyak electrochemistry yang this equation ni. But for this part, you need to know lah, kena tulis. Macam mana nak tulis half equation untuk cation and half equation untuk anion. Okay. Right, after that, okay. Ni predicting the formula of an ionic compound. Macam mana kita nak tahu formula of ionic compound? Sama juga, need to write the arrangement dulu. Okay, find the number. Dia kena banyak buat practice. Okay, this is the punya instruction. Okay, unit. Sorry, cikgu tersilap. Okay, sini. How to predict the formula of an ionic compound. Okay, write arrangement. Mula cari determine for the metal dulu. Metal. Okay, after that, barulah determine untuk yang non-metal ni. Cakap merah ni untuk metal and kelabu ni untuk non-metal. Okay, ni you need to read lah. Dan buat practice. Okay, sorry 1043. Okay, ada extra. Okay, this is activity ataupun homework. Okay, textbook. Page 114. Test yourself 5.2. Just write the answer saja and then upload dekat GC. Okay, before kita endkan our class, okay, kita buat quizzes dulu. Ada 5 questions saja. Okay, cepat-cepat. Cikgu tak nak lama sangat, nanti tak sempat habis. Nanti lambat masuk next class. Tak sempat nak pergi toilet. Okay, come on. Siapa yang internet slow tu boleh leave Google Meet and then masuk quizzes tu. Ada 5 questions. Okay, because you already learn the, ni. I hope kena semua dapat 80% and above accuracy dia. Ni bukan soalan makanan tadi tu, soalan lain. Okay, siapa yang lambat masuk tu tak apa. Okay, cikgu start. Siapa yang lambat masuk tu nanti boleh terus masuk. Kalau ni typo is N, bukan dan. Cikgu typo dekat situ. Accuracy kenapa rendah sangat? 18%. Tak boleh tekan. Kena try refresh balik lah. Kena refresh balik lah. Leave Gmeet ke? Accuracy sikit ni, 47% je.
Teacher, cation is the one that gives the electron, right?
Apa dia?
Cation is the one that minus, right?
Apa yang minus?
Cation.
Cation, no. Rahsia, secrets.
Huh?
You need to answer dulu.
No, I finished it.
Tunggu saya nanti cikgu explain. So, it shows really plumber lah. Okay. Kita sebut as cation, not cation. Okay, macam tadi, unionize. It shows pronounced as unionize. Okay. We call as unionized. Perkataan ion tu. So, cation, anion, bukan cation, bukan anion. Okay, it's anion. Bukan annyeonghaseyo, dia ion, cation. Okay, tunggu Sania settle and then cikgu ambil masa sekejap untuk explain. Alright. Okay, kita pergi question 1. Which of the following compound is N? Ni sesilap cikgu typo ni. AN, bukan AND, bukan DAN. Ionic compound. So, apa yang metal and non-metal adalah ionic compound. MgBr2. Okay, yang lain ni semua bukan, yang lain semua adalah covalent compound. Okay, HCl ni adalah covalent compound. However, they have around 20% ionic compound properties. Okay, what is the net charge of ionic compound calcium fluoride? Okay, bila dah bergabung ni, the net charge adalah 0. Okay, because they are already stable. Kalau you have Ca2+, okay, itu adalah 2+ lah. If you have F-, yang tu adalah minus charge. So So sebenarnya kalau tengok sini pun dah salah ni. So ada 1 minus or 1 plus or 2 plus. So dia ada 0 je sebenarnya. Okay. Oh ni ramai salah. R reacts with S to form ionic compound formula R2S3. Which of the following electron arrangement of atom R and atom S is true? Kalau kita tengok dekat sini ionic compound. So they must be metal and non-metal. So A, B ni dah salah because they are both. Alamak, mana questions? Alamak, tengok-tengok SP dia keluar list. Okay. Okay, number A dan B ni both dah salah lah because they both are metal. Okay, because they have 3 ni metal ion. So it's either C ataupun D. So which one? Kalau kita tengok dekat sini RS3. So bermaksud ni apa ni? R3 ni R2S3. Okay, remember kalau kita tulis tu apa yang cikgu selalu buat, kita buat alamak tak nampak. Okay, ni means R ni 3 plus charge dia because dia bawa R kepada ke kanan. And then S ni 2 minus. So R tu adalah R3 plus and S R3 plus it means donates 3 electrons and S2 minus means it receives 2 electron. So jawapan dia adalah D. Okay, because dia ada 3 electrons. Valence electron. Yes.
What do you mean by S plus S minus 2 and R plus 3?
Okay, let me tunjuk dekat sini. Okay, for example lah, we have CaF2. Okay, so dekat sini, kalau kita asingkan, you will get Ca2 plus and F minus. So, macam mana we get this SaF2 ni? Okay, minus ni bawa ke bawah Ca. 1 ni bawa ke bawah Ca. 2 ni bawa ke bawah F. That's why you get SF2. So what happened with R2S3? R2S3. Silap lah. R2S3. So kita reversekan balik this formula. Bukan formula, kita reversekan balik dia punya work. So 3 ni sebenarnya actually from R. And 2 ni actually is from S. So you get R 3 plus S 2 minus. So kita buat balik jalan dia. 3 ni akan bawa ke S. Bawah S. 2 ni akan bawa ke bawah R. So that's why you get R2 S3.
Teacher, isn't it shouldn't the electron be unstable and didn't got the dual and octet rules, then it can change?
I don't understand your questions.
Shouldn't the electron don't have octet and duplet rule, then it can change?
No, because kalau atom is stable. Okay, this is not atom, this is ion. Okay, so it must be is either 2 ataupun 2 or 8. Okay, so it means 3 plus ni donates 3 electrons. Okay, 2 minus ni receive 2 electrons. So kalau tengok dekat answer tadi ni, the questions tadi ni, dia ask for electron arrangement for atom R and atom S. Okay, so atom R tadi tu, dia ask for atom R and atom S. But you know from this formula, because this ionic compound, you tahu ionic formula for ion charge for ion R is R3 plus. Okay, because dia opposite ni. Okay, dia akan bawa 3 ni ke S. Okay, and then the charge for ion S adalah 2 minus because 2 pada kanan ni bawa ke kiri macam tu. So the formula adalah 3 ni lah. R2 will donate 3 electron. S will receive 2 electrons. Because total akan jadi 8. For example, R ion kan akan jadi 28. And then S ion akan jadi 28 juga from this ni.
No, like, isn't it the 2 and 3 means there's 2 of the atoms?
No. Yeah, it means 2 atom tu. But you can get the formula the apa? Okay, it means 2 of the atoms tu. Betul. Okay. Kita akan ada 2 R. Okay, and then 3S. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay. Katalah we have berapa tadi? 283. Okay, 283. I draw as a Lewis structure. Okay, you have 3 valence
So you
electron.
didn't change the thing.
Oh, sorry. Okay, this okay, R we have 2R and 3S, right? Okay, I draw as a Lewis structure. Okay, while S ni, okay, they have 6 valence electron. So, okay, sampai sorry time for 47. Sorry to commit extra time to explain this. Okay, we have 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have 6 dekat sini, but you have 3 dekat sini. So macam mana dia akan transfer? Because R ni tak perlukan pun extra 3 ni. So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. R ni have 6 valent electron. So it will donate. Okay, lukis color lain lah, senang. Merah. So 2 dekat sini, 2 dekat sini. So dia jadi balance. Bukan balance, dia jadi octet. So R ni dah remove 3 electrons ni, it will become R lah. Okay, octet rule dia. Octet pula. Valence ni dah dia dah apa? Valence shell tu dia dah remove. Because the previous shell tu akan ada octet. They have extra 3 electrons ni. So they will donate to 3 3s atom. That's why it needs 2.
Wait, so isn't R should be 3 plus and then S should be 2 minus?
That's why lah. R3 plus, okay, R3 plus. And then S2 minus. So what happened to the formula? What is the formula of the compound? Formula of this.
This formula should
You get
R the last one should be 3 and S the last one should be 6.
no. What is the formula of the compound? Macam HCl, macam CO2. What is the formula? So you get 3 bawa ke sini, R3. 2 bawa ke kanan, S2. That's why you get R3, S2. Okay, you can determine the number of from this you can determine the charge juga, and then you can determine how many terbalik R3, S2. No, let me check. R2, S3. R2, S3. Terbalik. So tu dekat sini. R2, S3. R2, S3. You get it?
Wait, yeah, R2 S3 equals to 2R3 plus and 3S2 minus.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, you will get macam ni. So kita kalau pecahkan, okay. Sekejap. You will get R ni kan, you get R 2 plus, 3 plus. Okay, and then S 2 minus. From this you get 2 R ni, okay, 2 R ni. So this is 3 plus, okay. And then this is 2 minus, 2 minus, 2 minus. 3 S2. Macam tu. Dia akan jadi macam ni. 3, 2.
Okay.
Okay. It's a bit confusing. Itulah kena, that's why Lewis structure ni membantu. But the question ask for the electron arrangement for atom. For atom, bukan ion. Kalau ion senang lah, 2828 saja because it already stable. But for atom, sini your original R2 adalah R adalah 283 because dia punya R tu charge dia adalah 3 plus. Untuk S dia punya charge adalah 2 minus. Okay, number 4 ni. Okay, apa dia? Ni adalah cation because kita tengok ni proton number 11, electron arrangement 28 which is 10. Dia donates 1 electron. Yang ni 288, 18, proton number 19 plus 1. So cation. Cation adalah positively charged ion. Okay, last kali ni yang mana? Na2O. So, one oxygen atom receive 2 electrons ke 1 from each sodium atom. Inilah C jawapan dia. Sama juga macam soalan ni. Okay, sorry. 11 1 minute. I take extra 60 minute. I'm so sorry. Okay, your homework. Yang tu lah.